Hi, everyone. It is the WCNC Charlotte night team here to talk about the Olympics once again. I'm Vanessa Rufus alongside our sports director, Nick Carboni. And as you probably guessed, we are going to start off at least talking about Shaun White,
Ah,
the end of an
the
era.
bummer. Yeah, I mean, 35 years old. I mean, been in a handful of Olympics now, 3 gold medals. It would have been so cool if his last ride could have generated that, another medal. Whether or not it was gold. I know he can't do some of the things that we saw tonight from the other boarders still, but he's somebody that he kind of is the definition of what a U.S. athlete in the Olympics means to the audience, because we've seen him grow up. We've seen him in the Olympics for over a decade, and to see tonight be his final ride, and he, obviously falls there in the half pipe was a bummer, but he handled it with class as usual.
Yeah, indeed. So for folks who didn't catch it, basically just finishing outside of podium position. He finished
Sorry,
fourth.
got some auto plays there, but there you go.
Finished just outside of podium position, fourth place. But as you mentioned, Nick, I mean, this is a household name when it comes to snowboarding, and there's like a whole, generation of people who grew up just knowing him and being the GOAT.
Yeah,
I guess,
self-included. I mean, I wasn't really big into snowboarding, and if you were or were not, you knew who Shaun White was. He's then obviously a celebrity for his hair, which he's since kind of gone a little more clean cut, and been a big part of pop culture, whether it's been in the Olympics or not. So classy finish. I mean, didn't go the way he wanted it to, but he's one of the greatest of all time, and really was part of helping usher the sport into the Olympics. And it was a skateboarder as a kid, got into snowboarding. Tony Hawk is somebody that recognizes skateboarding talents early on, and what he has done for snowboarding and the Winter Olympics in the United States has just been it's been awesome. And we know we'll see him in the future involved with the games. Maybe he'll comment for NBC or something like that, but he's going to be around for sure.
Oh, I would love to see that. And of course, ending that snowboarding career with 3 gold medals. Not too shabby, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's going to be tough for anybody, especially any other American coming up, to kind of supplant him as the greatest of all time. So I know there's some good young ones out there. It's going to be hard, though. Those are big boots to fill. So let's talk about Mikaela Shiffrin, though, Vanessa. I mean, 2 early exits in the giant slalom and the slalom, 2 of her best events. And tonight she's in the Super G, and this is it's on right now, and it is an absolute high flying event. I mean, there's really nothing quite like it. It is, just super speeds. She calls it fun, which was good for her to hear her say on social media when she did some training runs, because we want to see her have some fun. We want to see her get back on her feet and be able to make it through these events and to medal. She deserves it. It was tough to watch the first 2 events when she goes out with the early DQs.
Yeah, did not finish. I have it on here on my TV here at my desk, so I'm going to be watching intently. So you mentioned Super G. For folks who don't know much about that, I mean, are you able to kind of explain what the gist of Super G is? What makes it so different from other events?
It's a speed event. Event. I mean, the slalom, it's all about hitting the markers, the gates, going through at the right point. Super G is very much a speed event. I mean, they're not jumps like a snowboard or ski jump, but they're getting you're airborne, and you've got to be in control. But you've also got to get down that hill as fast as possible, and I know she will. She's an incredible skier, and her, she's still got the combined events, which combine several different, slalom, downhill events. She's still got those too. So it's a tough thing to overcome. Those were really tough moments, and tough for everybody to watch, and certainly tough for her. But we hope that she can do it. And we've seen other athletes like Nathan Chen, come back from falls. He fell in 2018. and he gets back up and was outstanding last night, winning gold.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that I watched that performance, because that actually was right before we went on the news, the late news. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, I got to get in the studio, but I really want to watch this. And wow, he did not disappoint. I mean,
the quad king, and he had a handful of quads in that event. And how about the music too? I mean, the Elton John medley. I know we were all kind of bopping in the newsroom, and he nailed it. There was no question after the commentators were basically just like, give it to him, give him his gold. Combining the short program in which he set a world record a few nights prior, and then a really crisp free skate. There was no doubt that it was going to be Nathan Chen.
Yeah. I agree. I love the music selection, Rocket Man. he just stood out with that performance. And like you said, I mean, it's great to see a champion come back, from, his performance in Pyeongchang. And I know he had said like he wants to kind of set it straight from there. And boy, did he.
Yeah, he did. And to do it in Beijing, which is apparently where his parents met before they came to the United States, and they showed the video of young Nathan Chen growing up and, doing his skating routines back then, which are certainly better than I could even do now.
I wish we had that video, but
yeah, he was great representative for Team USA. 22 years old, Vanessa. So that we are going to be hearing that name for a while, and we have been. I mean, since that fall, he basically was just like, he took off. I mean, he dominated globally for the last 3 years, and now he's, it's still a lot of pressure to be able to still do that in the Olympics, but he has done it, and he will continue to do it. And he helped the U.S., although they didn't win gold in the team event. He really propelled them.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see as his career develops here. Speaking of medals, one thing that I guess some folks are kind of curious about is, in lieu of getting medals, why are some people getting these pandas? Have you seen the pandas, Nick?
I have not, but you guys were bringing them to my attention, so I'm curious now.
So yeah, for folks who don't know, I guess like every Olympics has a mascot, and the mascot that we've got for Beijing is Bing Duen Duen, and Bing Duen Duen is this panda, super cute. I hope we got some pictures to show, but Bing Duen Duen is essentially what they are giving these athletes right after. There we go. There's a picture. Right after they compete.
It's a speed skater, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's so silly, but so cute.
I'd be like, okay, but I still get the medal, right? Maybe I'm not sure I assume that they know that maybe some of them, if it's a surprise that they're getting a medal, they're not really sure
like,
what's going on. But
where's the gold? No.
Yeah. I mean, the Olympics are all about being, having that representation of the country and the culture. So that's what they came up with. And like I said, I'd be ready to get on the podium though and get the real thing, or get whenever you're supposed to get it now.
Yeah. Well, everyone, don't freak out. The medals are coming. So they get this Bing Duen Duen plush toy panda. It's got the plastic shell on it. It's got the little golden wreath. This is apparently a tradition that has existed for more than a decade. And so this is something that they did with the Youth Olympics, and the winners would get these mascots. And so this just kind of continued. And yes, eventually the medals come afterwards, but I don't know. I think I would put Bing Duen Duen.
I mean, you definitely mantle. Keep it as a memento. That's it's a good mantelpiece. But man, that medal, getting that medal for these athletes, like tangibly touching it. I don't know if you've ever gotten the chance to meet somebody that's won one, and sometimes they bring them into the TV studio.
Have you?
I mean, if you get one, that's just the ultimate for these athletes. But these are cute.
But I guess I would.
But I didn't know the history. I didn't. I was wondering that too. Like, why are they? I thought they immediately got the medal around.
Yeah. No, I Same here. So this is actually a learning experience for myself as well. And I guess just like a little note, don't bite on it. Don't bite on the big dwen like you would on a medal. You know how they do
Get the
that?
medal first. Yeah, they do like to do that now. Well, hopefully we see a lot more Americans with medals. It's been, some of the big names have struggled, but I know we're rooting for them to pick it back up. Nathan Chen obviously got one. U.S. women's hockey, they are, really still battling through that tournament. Quarterfinals, I believe, are after our news tonight against Czechoslovakia, and their rival is Canada, and they lost the first one to them, but they could meet again. So
yeah, like you mentioned, kind of like a slow start for the U.S. as far as medals, but we didn't do too badly last night, and hopefully we'll see some more coming in.
I mean, Chloe Kim, I know y'all talked about her on this last night. That was great. I mean, she's a star. She's one of the stars of the Olympics as well. So, no, Joanne on here, did he win? Shaun White did not win. He fell on his final run in the Olympics, but handled it with class. And as we talked about at the beginning, he is, the best ever in my mind, and will continue to be until somebody supplants him. But what a run he's had. A handful of Olympics, 3 gold medals, and like I said, just really brought the sport to the mainstream to the point where it has been an Olympic sport. Yeah,
and introducing tricks to folks, things that everyone will eventually have to learn, right? Like if you want to be among the elite, the double McTwist. 12.
Vanessa, can I break some non-Olympics news to you?
Sure. Yeah, I want to know.
Let me just see it for myself.
Okay.
Sam Mills, Carolina Panthers legend, in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That is not something I was sure would happen tonight, but that is that's a big deal for Carolina and Panthers fans, and it's got emotional ties. He was a great player here, a great assistant coach, great man, and keep pounding comes from Sam Mills. So I know it's not Olympics, but that is just really cool news that just happened. Yeah, I remember you had that in your sports report earlier today. And I was hoping that it would go this way, but you'd never know. There's 15 finalists. It was his last year of eligibility.
Wow.
So he gets in, and that's really cool for this city and that franchise and his family. And I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know what happens next? Like when is the? Yeah, it's usually late summer, like August. Okay. And who knows? Maybe the Panthers haven't played the Hall of Fame game. It's a preseason game in Canton in a while. It would be cool if they got to do that. So yeah, it'll be August. They voted on it a few weeks back, kind of closed door voting, and tonight they have unveiled it at the NFL Honors. So obviously we'll have a lot of coverage of that at 11 in the days going forward. But that is bringing a lot of smiles to the Carolinas tonight for sure. That's awesome. And thank you for breaking that right. Yeah, I thought it might happen right when we were on here. I was like, Mikaela Shiffrin over here, Hall of Fame announcement over there. So we got it all going on tonight. But that is, I'm pumped. That's so cool that happened. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see what you put together for us for 11. We should be, fingers crossed, knock on wood, on at 11. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. And let me see. I'm taking a peek over here. Mikaela has not done her run yet, from what I can tell. No? I don't think so. I have not seen her. Every time I've looked, it has not been her. Okay. All right. Well, we will keep our eyes peeled. We'll keep everyone updated with the latest. Nick, do you have anything else you want to chat about before That's it. Those are the big headlines. Yeah, I think we get it all. Mikaela Shiffrin and Sam Mills. What a combination. But what a night. That is so cool. Yeah. All right. Well, it was a pleasure chatting with everyone. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everybody, for being here and joining in. Yeah, commenting. Good night, y'all. We'll see you on TV at 11 or so. That's the tentative plan. Yes. It's a date.